Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And child, we gotta have a meeting because it appears that Angela just might get the last word. Angela had a few tricks up her sleeve. And let's talk about it, shall we? Oh, yes, we shall.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop.
auntie that's everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even fuckers?
Aunties and lies, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is Auntie. And if this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Child, it looked like Angela just might have the last laugh. If you have been under a rock, hiding like myself, Micah just might be in trouble. According to an article in sarcasm.com, Angela has filed for an annulment. What does that mean for Micah? Because if the marriage never happened, is Micah entitled to be here downtown to these United States of Americas? If he ain't really married to Angela? Child, according to Sarcasm, back there, honey, in June. Let me find it, child. Let me find that. Let me find it. And because of Angela was unaware of Mikol's location, she asked to be allowed to serve Mikol via publication. In other words, publicly announcing the annulment filing would meet the requirements. A judge signed an order for service by publication on June 21. So let's just get into it, okay? Let's get into it. Sarcasm can and has exclusively revealed that Angela Deem filed a complaint for annulment back in June. The complaint was signed on June 17th and officially filed in Jeff Davis County, Georgia on June the 20th. What was it, you may ask? Angela filed for an annulment from Micah, which means that the marriage never happened. Now, see, the nights that I be needing my daggone attorneys, ain't not nary one of them in this daggone comment section. Where are my attorneys on deck? If you are an attorney on deck, I need you to raise your hands. If you immigration, I need you to raise your hand because we need to know, what does this mean? Does this guarantee that Mikol is going to be deported from these key United States? Did Angela have a trick They've been married in Africa for years, but not here in these Americas. I need my attorneys on that. There are multiple reasons to qualify for an annulment in Georgia. And that's one of the things that I want us all to remember, that each state has their own laws, their own regulations on the books. So what may be true for one state ain't true for another. Now, Angela lives in Georgia. Georgia. Okay. So these are the laws downtown in Georgia, not in your specific or particular state. Anyway, let's keep going. The only one that seems to fit Angela and Mikol's situation is one party was fraudulently misled into the marriage. There ain't no need of nobody backpedaling and pussy popping and acting like we did not know that Mikol was playing the long game. Ain't no reason for nobody to backpedal and pussy pop and act like we all have not come to an agreement that Micah was with Angela to get here to these his United States. First one to the plug, boo. I bet you Micah ain't see this coming. Because I know I didn't. Mikol ain't see this coming. So we can put all the what ifs and the oh my goodness. Pam! Do you know anything about annulments? If you do, I'm dropping the link, god damn it, because I need your legal, god dang it, expertise on this here. I need your legal expertise. Angela is clearly trying to argue that her marriage with Mikol met, met the requirement that she was fraudulently misled into marriage. The respondent fraudulently induced petitioner into a marriage for the purpose of gaining legal permanent resident status in the United States. After the respondent abandoned the petitioner, petitioner discovered that the respondent was engaged in a conspiracy with other Nigerian men to induce U.S. citizens into marriage for the purpose of gaining legal permanent resident status, bitch. Pam, I'm dropping a link. You're gonna have to help me. You're gonna have to help me out, sis girl. Let's do this. Let's do this. The annulment complaint was accompanied by an affidavit in which Angela affirmed she is unable to serve Mikol because she didn't know where the motherfucker was. She said a diligent search has been made. The respondent cannot be found within the states. Now that ain't a lie. Now we know that Angela been trying to find this mother and haven't been able to find them. Watch a whole lot of people backpedal and pussy pop off of this. Watch a whole lot of people backpedal and pussy pop off of this. Gonna make all kinds of damn excuses. Auntie, I cannot with y'all asses. The petitioner is not from this country, and I do not have contacts for his family in Nigeria. He abandoned the marital residence in Hazelhurst, and he has not contacted me. He only arrived in this country in December of 2023, so I do not have any information known about this month or where he is. And because Angela was unaware of Mikol's location, she asked to be allowed to serve Mikol via publication. In other words, Angela put something in a paper fetch. A judge signed an order for service by publication on June 21, and it was officially filed on June 24th. The actual date of the publication is left blank on the judge order, and there's no additional. According to the original motion, Mikol is required to serve his answer within 60 days from the date of the first publication of notice. As mentioned, the date of the first publication notice is not listed in the filing, and the order itself serves as a notice.
Hey, Auntie.
Didn't I just see you yesterday?
I know.
Hi, Miss Nikki. Are you an attorney? Are you an attorney?
I don't know what that is, but I'm close to it. I got 2 more years in college, and I will be.
Okay, so you came on because you got some information on annulments and all of that kind of stuff.
This is what I want to tell everybody. You are a victim. Just because you're not a citizen, don't mean you can't say someone hurt you or committed a crime towards you.
But we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this goddamn.
The annulment. I'm like,
We talking about this damn annulment.
It will be thrown out before it get there. Trust me.
yeah. See,
There's
see now,
no
it's not.
Miss Pam as a legal
Come on, baby, Auntie.
Huh?
You had sex already, Auntie.
What? Well, no. They not filing on that. She's not filing on that grounds. You can get an annulment if you never consummated the marriage, but she's not filing on that grounds. You can also get an annulment if you can prove fraud on the other person's part. So even if you had,
they had a whole show for how many years? It's proven she's been the one manipulating him. She go to his car.
Nikki, that ain't where we at. Nikki, that's not where we are, Nikki. That ain't where we are right now.
Okay, because you can still press charges on certain crimes that she's committed.
We're not right there right now, Miss Nikki, okay? So I'm going to put you in the back room. Go ahead. Nikki come out here raw. We ain't at the raw part yet. Right now, we're trying to find out what the legal facts are, Miss Nikki. So we'll bring you back when we get to the raw part.
But legally, she can file, anybody can file alleging fraud. You can get an annulment whether you never consummated the marriage or because if you can prove fraud on the other person's part. We all, like we talked about last night, Angela is delusional. She got that in her mind. Oh, the Mikol was fraudulent her and she had no idea. But yet, on the other hand, she claimed like all this stuff she put up with. So you can't say like you didn't know and he defrauded you. And at the same time, all the stuff you put up with for all these years. It wasn't about, I don't think she will have a leg to stand on showing fraud. They have too many other things in their relationship. On top of, she really did use him and did all these shows with him. All she harping on is she got the golden ticket by having citizenship in the United States. So she just look at it like, I want him out of the United States. So she's grabbing at straws right now, trying to think any way that she can get him out of here. She's not going to be able to. She's not.
Okay, so Pam, in another scenario, okay, legally, we strictly talk legally. In another scenario, we ain't talking about Angela Mikol. Does she have ground for an annulment?
Oh yeah, I mean I've known other. Oh yeah, there are other people that I've actually personally have known, based on the fact where they have been scammed by an African, where they came into the United States. They, you know, smoothed them, made them think like they was the greatest thing on earth. And the moment that they got citizenship, they then, or they got a green card, the first thing that they did is then divorced them, cheated on them, moved out. All of a sudden their behavior changed, never bought them a flower again. All the stuff that they were doing to get them, I've had it done, and they still couldn't get them out the United States. And they were, I mean, blatantly, like as soon as they got citizenship, they left.
Okay, so what if, Pam, this is not just about, okay, so in those cases, they got the annulment. Were they still legally bound to take care of them after they got the annulment, or was that suspended?
That's totally two separate things. Two separate things. Because I can sponsor somebody to come. Because I can sponsor somebody to come to the United States. I don't have to be married to them. I can't say because we're not friends anymore, then I want them out. Your relationship don't have nothing to do with your affidavit of support. Your affidavit of support, and they make it clear when you're signing that you're responsible for that person. When you're bringing them into the country, you have to show you have the means and that you will support them, that they will not end up being on public assistance where they're going to end up being where the government have to take care of them.
But what if I told you that I got it on a good source that she never signed the affidavit of support?
Oh, then that's a different story. Because once you sign that affidavit of support, then you don't care nothing about getting a divorce. You're still responsible for them.
Okay.
But if she never,
she isn't, from my understanding, from my source, that was never signed. Neither did she help him with the green card. She didn't help him with a driver's license. She didn't help him with anything that would ID him that he would need in order to get a job or anything in this country.
what
Never
did he?
signed the certificate or affidavit, never changed the status whatsoever, didn't have time to even do it before his ass. So if she
But did,
filed
but did
annulment,
he? No, but even they, like say, but then what visa did he come here on? Did he come here on a 90-day fiance visa?
no,
Because I don't know if the marriage in Nigeria recognized in the U.S.
exactly.
So that would mean, what visa did he come here on? If they don't recognize their marriage, they would have had to get married in the U.S., which means it would have been a K-1 visa.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is I don't know all of that stuff. I'm just telling you I know she ain't signed no affidavit of support.
Okay, and that's fine, but that means okay
So
if they
does that
never.
involve? So does that dissolve her of all her responsibility?
Yeah, depending on how he got here, I don't know what visa he has, because I don't know how he would get here without her signing it. Because how did he get here? What
I
did she
don't
bring
know.
him? Yeah. What did she bring him here on? Because it would either have to be a spousal visa or fiance visa. And both of those will require you sign the affidavit of support.
So then how did Jasmine get here?
They
K1?
were, yeah, because they had to get married. Remember, they were on that. They had to get married in the 90
So then
days.
why couldn't Angela have brought him over on the K1?
She could have. That's what I said. And
Okay, okay,
they
okay,
wasn't together. I
okay.
said, I don't know what visa that she brought him over here. I said it had to be a K-1 visa because I don't know if the U.S. recognizes a Nigerian marriage. Plus, usually in Africa, most marriages are religious marriages. It's not at the actual government.
Right.
So
So okay, right. So the marriage that she had with him is legitimate in Lagos, well, Nigeria, but not legitimate here. She would have had to have married him here. So then,
right.
so should we assume that Angela brought him over on a K1 visa but didn't marry him?
That's possible. And and the 90 days is up. But the way you get around that, like so many other ones have, is with the abuse. And Michael ran and he was fearing for his life. And we
This
all just witnessed it on TV. That he should have been fearing for his life. I feared that she was going to push him over the banister. So I'm like, so my thing is, he could very easily have. He gonna have so many ways. Like, what's the guy that married the nurse practitioner and immediately left? Same thing, Hamas, whatever his name was.
so are
But
we assuming so Kevin is saying it's smelling like fraud. Kevin, would you like to come up for a fellow attorney? Miss Pam, do you need him?
come on up, Kevin.
Come on up. We don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn bathtub either,
Get,
bitch.
give us your opinion.
Yes, we need your opinion.
I did divorce work for 13 years.
Because there's no without a marriage, there's no annulment.
Exactly. So where is she alleging? You saw the paper. Where is she alleging they got married at? It would be in the paperwork. Is she saying they got married in Nigeria or the U.S.?
I don't know because Michael came here what December?
2 days
He,
before Christmas,
he was
December
gone in
23rd.
February.
Right. He was there 2 months. He left a few days right after they filmed the tell-all, which, as we seen that tell-all, how he should have left from that house and never went
But
back
by
home with
him,
her.
but by him not having sex with her, because they both confirmed that neither one of them are having sex. Isn't that abandonment or something like that? You call it in the marriage?
No, abandonment, you got to be separate and apart for more than 1 year without cohabitation.
Okay, so then what do you call it when you I can't think of what the name of it is, but you call it something when your spouse is not giving you that good loving.
Loss of consortium, but that just means a reason to get divorced, but that don't mean you're entitled to anything more.
So that is not a reason. The loss of consortium is not a reason to get an annulment.
No, no. Fraud or never consummating the marriage. And we know they've consummated the marriage. They were slept together a lot in Nigeria. She even was telling them what she told Sean, we slept together 37 times in
Amanda
2 weeks.
said 120 days of separation.
It all depends on what state. In the state of Ohio, it's separate and apart for 1 year without cohabitation.
Okay.
If you get together and sleep together one time, the 1 year start all over again. You got to be able, and all that gives you is grounds for divorce. I mean, we have no fault divorces. So you can get divorced by just saying irreconcilable differences.
Right. So then what do you think that Angela's strategy is or this attorney's strategy is?
Because she is trying to allege fraud, because that's a reason for an
It
annulment.
was fraud.
I agree that I
It
don't
was.
think,
Come on,
I
Pam.
think,
We
I'm
can't
looking
back
at it.
off of this.
No. I think it was morally, maybe moral fraud, but I don't think
Go
legally.
ahead
I
on and
don't.
make up a word, a definition real quick.
Why I'm saying that is
It was
they
fraud.
it was no, they mutually benefited from that marriage.
I'm not saying they did not,
So
Pam. I'm
that's
not
so
saying that.
so in order to be out,
But
in
if you
order
want
to
to
really,
define what fraud is, do we need to ask Chat GPT what fraud is?
yes,
Let me ask Chat GPT,
you
goddamn
can
it.
ask what is a fraudulent marriage,
Okay, let me ask Chat GPT. Hold on.
because I don't think it would be one thing, but they had
What
if
is
you,
a chat? What is a fraudulent? Hold on. It got merit. I didn't ask it that. A fraudulent marriage, also known as a sham marriage or marriage fraud is a marriage entered into for the purpose of circumventing immigration laws or obtaining some other benefit, such as citizenship or financial gain. It typically involves one or both parties entering into the marriage without the intention of establishing a genuine marital relationship. This type of marriage is illegal and has serious legal consequences for those involved. This is a fraudulent marriage by Chat GPT definition
I
because
don't, but I don't
it
think.
said one or both.
No,
It
but
said,
even no, but even though we say he wanted citizenship, that's a given. He wanted citizenship, but I don't think she'll be able to show that's the only reason why he married her. They had too many other things that bound them. They mutually benefit from too many other
right, and
things.
and that's the thing that it said in here. It said it could be one or more. So it's both of them on both sides. Angela mutually benefited from getting rich off the show, or at least being able to buy a house and a car. And Michael benefited by coming here to the United States, so that he, like he said in his own words, he can benefit off of our damn system.
But
So the fraud is on both ends. Can we agree to that?
that's why I'm saying, do you think Angela gonna go in there and say, I want an annulment, he committed fraud and I did too? No. She's
No,
trying to
but
say,
I'm just saying, just from the Chat GPT, I just want us to come
yeah.
to an agreement. From the definition, they both committed fraud, and it does say that it could be both parties,
Yeah,
not just
that means like, a lot of foreigners they pay an American to marry them. That's usually when it's like the two of them, the marriage, where you say, okay, I give you $20,000 to marry me, and when I become a citizen, we get divorced. And people do it.
okay. So Tracy said, where's Tracy? Tracy said, I know there have been people who went to jail for bringing over people who thought they'd be free to come and go when not working as housekeepers or babykeepers, but then they're kept locked up. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's more like when you like they bring. I mean, I had a couple of wealthy friends who bring foreigners over to live in their house in exchange for being like nannies. They call them. They're almost like indentured servants. You come over and you work for the family, and but that's different. That's not a marriage. I'm talking about people who marry folks to give them citizenship, whether it's both of them or one of them conning the other. I can't see. I won't. I don't look at Angela and Michael's marriage as one-sided. That Angela was all in love and duped by Michael, and Michael was pretending that he loved her to get citizenship. I don't see it in that scenario. And that's kind of like what she would have to prove and allege because she was so in love with him and she really wanted to be with him. Because you can't tell me she wanted to be in that marriage, much as the way she treated him and screamed in his face. She never treated him like a husband, like a man. So how's she gonna say she was duped by fraud and for him to get citizenship, but they was all lovey-dovey. If that's the case, she would be saying like he, swooned her and romanced her and did all this stuff to get her to fall in love with him. And none of that happened. He cheated from day one. And she even said what she don't put up with, what he did. So at what point did he trick her into making her believe it was a legitimate marriage when in fact it wasn't?
But Pam, let me ask you another question, right? Does she have a legitimate case though? You're saying
I don't think she
you're
can prove it. No,
saying
I don't
you're
think so.
saying no, she does not have one. You're
Mm-mm.
saying that the courts allow her to file this lawsuit, right? Because of course they're going to try
I
to
can
get the
I can
evidence.
sue you, Auntie, and say I
No,
don't
no,
like
no,
gray. Yeah, I don't like
no,
gray and
right.
black hair, and I
I
can
just
go
want to
file it in the
establish
court and say you offended me because you wore
right.
gray
I
and
just
black
want
hair.
to establish that people who will be coming in having the answers. I'm playing Jeopardy. I know what the answer is. I know what the answer is, pal. I'm just trying to make sure that the people that come in know that yes, a judge will allow you to file a case, right? But it's up to you to prove your case, right?
Right, and it's not the judge, the clerk of courts. You go to clerk of
Exactly, right.
courts,
You fill out your paperwork, you pay
pay
the
your
damn
court
fee.
filing fee, and
Right,
file it. Right, you can file
right.
anything you want to file.
Okay, and so then it goes on in the public case sarcasm. It goes on to say that she was able to serve Michael via publication because she was unable to locate him. Can you
That's
give him
standard.
some background? Give him some background, Pam, on that so
Yeah,
that people
that's standard.
understand.
That's standard. When spouses are separated, and a lot of times they don't always keep in touch, they don't know exactly where they live. It could be for all kind of reasons, and domestic violence is one of them. Keep in mind, statute of limitations ain't run. Michael could turn around and do all kind of stuff against her if he wanted to. But so right now, if you can't, if you don't know where they are, you don't know where a family member is, a place they frequent where you can get them served, that's what you do. You put it in like the legal notices in the newspaper. Who reads a newspaper anymore? But you publicize it in the newspaper, show that it was publicized. Depending on the state, you got to run it so often. You might have to run it, let's say, every week for 3 weeks, and then you go in there and say, I put it in the paper. They assume he saw it, and that's enough for the case to move forward. Service is just for the judge to be able to review the case and get the case moving forward. That's only what service is. It don't mean nothing. It just means Michael can't avoid Angela
He
case.
can't he can't avoid not responding.
Oh, he cannot respond. Nobody make you respond. He can't avoid the case moving forward. People get divorced all the time because nobody responded. He can ignore her and never file anything.
Okay,
It
so
just,
then
it
she
just
can
means the case can still move forward because they will assume he knew about it. Service is only to say to make sure you know about the case.
So is this why you think that the rumor is out there that Michael is trying to sue Angela in the network? Do you believe that now that there's some validity to this, given the fact that this has now been uncovered by sarcasm?
I didn't think that when Michael came out and he said no, because I think he do want to stay on the show. I didn't see him doing that. I think that's bloggers and people jump to conclusions because they saw that tell all. They saw how irrational Angela was, and people started thinking he should sue her and the network. And rumors get started.
So,
So
given the fact that this has come out, Michael's known about this since June. He just had that interview with ET. Now, all of a sudden, allegations come out that Michael is suing. And as you have said it, I don't know what the circumstances are and accusation about why Michael is suing. I just saw it under the sarcasm thing. Of course, I've been under a rock, I've been vacationing and all of that kind of stuff, right? So I don't know what. And of course, I ended up getting sick when I came back. But I don't know what those circumstances are. Miss
yeah,
Nikki, I'm
nothing.
just going to have Pam up here and Kevin, the attorneys, okay? Okay. So I don't know what the circumstances are, but now, given the fact that Michael has been aware that something has happened, I'm wondering: is there some legitimate, um, 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 is this a legitimate rumor?
Could be. I obviously.
Because maybe he is filing, like you said, for DV.
Yeah, it would be a way for him to stay here, and he don't need her.
Let me look at this real quick, Miss Pam. Hold on, because Kevin said he was having problems with 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 his stream, y'all. Hold on. What is this about? Let me see what the fuck this is about. Is Mikol suing TLC and Angela? Mikol say, they got the thing on here. All I say is this: I suffered.
That's when he talked about that no car picked him up. And he said all he'll say is that he suffered, which like he didn't meet anybody around the corner car, like he was running through the woods or something, the way he was saying that to
So
get
they
away.
okay, there have been reports circulating using footage from this interview claiming that Mikol is suing Angela and TLC. Mikol did not mention anything in this interview about lawsuits, and in fact is empathetic about continuing. Oh, is emphatic. Okay, emphatic that he is going to be continuing his TV career. We were unable to find any evidence of
Yeah.
lawsuits filed against either.
And he did a statement that was out on Instagram saying that the rumors are not true.
So then why people put these shitty ass. That's why
So
you
I
can't
told
believe
you,
everything you
I
read, everything you see, and that's why I keep my head above water and I don't be under the ground because it be so much stuff going on and
exactly. That's what I
this,
said.
that,
People
and the
just
other. Nick and Patty reckon give a bitch a bone, and I can't keep up with it, and neither do I want to. My life is, I got a regular fucking life, and I can't keep up.
me too. I'm like, I don't have a lot of time tonight.
Yeah, I know.
I just finished hosting Bible study at my house. All the people just left. I'm like,
Sometimes. Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't.
only reason I
I
was still dressed.
I just don't. I don't have it to do. I don't have it to do.
Yeah, but I don't see him suing the network. I think Michael's looking at that as his career. And I don't know if Michael would even have standing to file a lawsuit, to be honest.
But you
He's
think that he has the opportunity to file a lawsuit about her though with the DV?
because that ain't a lawsuit, that's criminal charges.
So you think that he would bring criminal charges against her? I don't think so.
I'm saying he needs to.
Because if he can get her criminally, he can get her civilly. He can make her pay.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess I'm just saying, I don't know, has he established residency? I don't know his status. That's what I'm, because you got to have standing. You got to be able to file a lawsuit.
So when you've been saying that he need to file a lawsuit, you just been talking trash.
I said he needs the prosecutor. That's criminal is totally different than a lawsuit.
No, I understand,
So,
but
so,
you've been throwing it out
yeah,
there.
about he need to file, he need to prosecute. He need to file charges. He should have went and filed a police report. Even when he was missing and he called the police and said why he left, he should have filed a domestic violence report then.
But do most immigrants do it?
No,
They don't.
we already know most men
But
don't.
the other one did. Now, what was the woman's name that lived in Virginia that was messing with the dude, and he took and got over on her ass and called the police on her?
There was a couple of them. That's what I say.
You know what I'm talking about?
The one that had the disabled son, that
Yeah,
he came here screaming
yeah,
and he was horrible. And he did it and he
yeah,
stayed here. And the same thing with the one I was just saying. I can't think of her name, the one that was the nurse practitioner. Black girl, and his name Hamas or whatever his name
yeah.
is, and he left and went to Michigan. Two of them have done that. They filed domestic violence charges and they still here today.
Yeah, because she
So,
was killed a baby from him.
and that's what I'm like, and he got definitely proof. All they got to do is watch the show.
But can you use the show though? Okay, you said that it was acted.
Well, but that's the whole point. Unless TLC is going to be saying, oh,
Exactly.
Hey, right now we know Derek don't file against Monique using the show, and it's in court.
Derek who?
You know, shit, what Derek Warner, the little Derek and Monique. Then you see Monique, they've been going to court. He filed, he got a restraining order against her for the fight that happened on the show over a year ago.
You
She
are
been
fucking lying.
No, she was showing it when she had to literally come to Cleveland from Chicago and go to court. And they was in court. He was there with his new woman, Angel, and she was there. And she was trying to say that he just wanted to get a look at her because she reached 100-pound weight loss mark now. And all the whole bit that, but he filed it. She publicized the court paperwork. It's in Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, Ohio. The law that she and he's saying that she was harassing him and that she even had her sister beat his sisters up. Yeah, she used the show. He used the show and got a restraining order against her. All the paperwork is online, and he used the show, the fight on the show. I'm
So
like,
are
really?
still in court, or was the case dropped? Like what happened?
No, she had to come there and it got continued. So she got to come back again. They tried to work out a plea deal and she said she wasn't pleading
But
to
she
nothing.
didn't put her hand on Derek.
Well, she did the choking video. Remember when she had him pinned up against the wall? He used that
In the
too.
staircase.
His feet was dangling.
So he is filing criminal charges against her?
He has for domestic violence. Mhm. And she in court. She got a court case right now in Cuyahoga County, Cleveland, Ohio.
Why didn't she countersue?
I don't know. I can't get into all they mess, but she's had to come to Cleveland, go to court. So she filed, she screenshotted it, put all the paperwork online saying, what is this? And I ain't talked to this man. When he got out of jail, after he went back and did that 6 months, he filed this like 2 or 3 days after he got out. He got out of jail and immediately went and filed charges. And he alleged the stuff that happened on the show.
What?
And it's in court.
I well
And it
damn.
and it's in court right now with him alleging all the stuff that happened on the show.
What?
So who knows?
I thought that he was locked up.
He got for 6 months. He got out. When June, a couple months ago. I don't know. I can't, yeah, he did 6 months from January to June.
So he
And
must have got locked up for what a violation,
yeah, it
probation
happened.
violation or something like
No,
that.
it happened while he was in jail. That fight or something that he had gotten arrested, something he did while he was in jail, and they ended up doing
Oh,
charges. Remember, they had arrested him for
yeah,
something
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and he had to go back and do an additional. He had to go back and do 6 months. He was in there from like January to June, and he got out on a Friday, and he filed this against her like on a Monday,
I
like
didn't even know they
immediate.
was still around, Pam, to be honest with you. I didn't even think they was still around. Don't
Yeah,
people still around? And people like you are still interested in
not. I just see it pop up. I'm like,
oh,
I
okay,
don't.
okay, okay.
No, trust me, I'm not.
Because I'm like, Monique, I thought Monique was losing weight and living her best damn Ozempic ass life.
That's
You
what
know
I
what
said.
I mean?
She was like, she hit the 100-pound mark. She done lost 100 pounds.
Now that's fantastic.
So
Because weight ain't an easy thing to lose.
exactly. So I'm like, all right.
What?
So who knows? I'm like, love. I mean, the whole show. And I'm sorry, 90 Day Fiance. They whole show. Just all the stuff with this.
Well, I'm trying to do. I was supposed to be doing love after lockup tonight, and then I saw this, and I was like, "Wait a minute! I got to get my attorneys on deck so that we can, discuss this, because I'm like, okay, so after she gets the annulment, then now what? Because like you said, she
Mm,
can't deport him. It's not like, and so I
right.
was thinking that maybe her motive for doing it was so that she would not have to pay spousal support for him for the next 10 years.
But if you saying she never filed the affidavit of
That's
support.
what my source told me long time ago now. That she
I don't know,
never changed his status. And
I
that
don't
was
know how she
one
got
thing
him
that
here
he was
then.
angry
How did
about.
she get him here? How did she bring? Because she said
Well,
I
yeah,
brought him
but
here.
none of you know. Well, let me tell you why I thought that what they had mentioned to me was legit, because when he did his ET interview, he said, and she said, that he kept begging her, pressing her about the green card. He kept
Right.
pressing her, and he was saying, it wasn't that I wanted the green card. I need the green card in order to do X, Y, and Z. When Angela was on, I don't know if it was the tell-all part one, but Angela had mentioned that she wasn't gonna give him shit. That she wasn't. Remember, she was talking about he was pressing her for the green card and all of that kind of stuff. She never did that stuff for him.
Yeah, but that ain't the affidavit of support. I
No, but
had to
that's what I'm
found.
saying. That, that
Yeah.
that not saying I know that those are two separate things. What I'm saying is that confirmed it for me that she probably did not do that because she was unwilling to even do the green card for him.
Yeah, but
And from my understanding, she was trying to, from my understanding, right? And this is just my understanding. Don't take it as law. But from my understanding, she was trying to get him deported, which is why he fled immediately.
and she said that she had told him she was sending him back home,
Yeah.
which makes me think that he came on a K-1, that they didn't get married in the US.
Then how can she annul something that is
Yeah,
not,
that's why I'm saying right. It's not. And
it ain't clicking.
how would you
Something's
be
missing.
getting an annulment? How would you be getting an annulment here in the US too? Unless you got married in the US. You can't file for something, a Nigeria religious ceremony, and getting it annulled here. So it
So
don't even add up. This
it
Angela
don't.
trying to
It's so
this Angela trying to stay relevant. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't
it's like we got that one little puzzle piece that's missing, and we looking on the floor for it. Like we looking all around.
it
Is it still in the box? Is it in a little plastic thing? It's like
because
where
it don't add
is
up.
it missing? Something's missing.
I really will be. I'm surprised nobody have said what visa did he come here on. What's the visa? Did he come here on a visitor's visa and they were going to get married while he was here? Maybe he only had a visa to come here to visit.
I know he was trying to get her to change it. I know he was
Right.
trying to get her to do all the fucking paperwork, and she refused to do it. Pam, do you believe? Now, we talked about this yesterday. We ain't gonna talk about this every goddamn day, but we talked about this yesterday. Do you think now, given this, that guy really did find some stuff out about Michael? I'm just asking for a friend.
I told you I don't think so. I really don't think so. That's to tell all hype and they make it seem like that. Because okay, looking for them additional puzzle pieces. If the guy found out something that was so bad and Angela was going to send him back, what was her angle for the 4 hour live? My husband, I don't know if he drained the swamp, if somebody don't hurt him, we don't know where he at. He left his passport, he left his ID, he left his cell phone, he didn't take no money. What was all that about? If she was getting ready to send him back, what was that about?
From my understanding, she was been getting ready to send his ass back.
So what was she on
That
crying and
Michael
calling
ran
my
his
husband missing?
life.
Why was she calling my husband missing?
Why wouldn't she? She's a Karen. Ain't that what they do? Come on, Pam, answer that. Come on, Pam. She's a
But
Karen.
that's what I'm saying. So, but if she
We
was,
all knew that was acting, though.
oh, oh, for sure. And then it come out that they had argued. First she said, no, we never argued. We wasn't in the middle of no argument. Something happened to him. Oh, I'm worried about my husband. She called the police. We both celebrities. Really? It's like, it don't add up. It don't add up. And
Something,
we'll,
yeah, it's a puzzle piece missing.
because what visa is he here on? And when did this marriage happen that she wants to know? Where did it happen? They don't say that. They don't say when they got married, the marriage that she want to have annulled. What marriage? Because it's like when he got here in December, did they get married here in the U.S.? Because if so, she would be saying based on the fact that they never slept together, since they both readily admit that.
Yeah, they both say that they didn't sleep together. But I mean, how you gonna
Mm.
sleep? You got all these stuffed animals and clothes and shoes and pots and pans and forks and knives and plates
All
and
in the bed. Shit, in the
in
bed.
bed.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something, something ain't right in the buttermilk. There is a puzzle piece that we have got to find. Some kind of way that puzzle piece is missing.
And I'm like, Starcasm isn't reporting on that. Like, what's the marriage that she want annulled? Or everybody just say Angela brought him here. He got here 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd. But how did he get here? What kind of visa? Nobody knows that. Nobody in the chat don't heard what kind of visa he got here on.
Mm-mm.
We all just assumed a spousal visa,
We did assume it.
but it's like, for what marriage?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I guess, this story is going to continue to unfold, isn't it?
And I think is something that where he was able to get at least a temporary green card. But then because they said he left that. I thought they said he left his passport, visa, he left all of his paperwork.
But I don't believe that either. I didn't believe that.
So you think Angela made that up, that he left all his stuff?
Hmm. I think they had a copy of it, a Xerox copy of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I think that he held on to that in between his bowls.
I don't think she let him hold it. I don't think she even let him touch it. He might have been able to see it from across the room. I think Angela kept it under lock and key. She like, you
I think Mike
look at it from a
that thing
distance.
on the sofa.
He probably was like, look at it from a distance. So I don't know.
This is going to be very, very interesting.
Oh.
I want to see what this attorney pulled up because I believe that this investigator, whether or not he's real or not, but I believe that Michael got some on him. Ain't nobody that clean. Michael's not clean, right?
Well,
Um,
but
and
they
so
just
I
talked
really
about
believe
cheating
that.
allegations. When was Michael supposed to cheat in the US? He went looking into this Paradise Men. And don't get me wrong, I ain't looked into it. I don't know nothing about what it is. But I can tell you right now, all foreigners generally help each other through the process.
Mm-hmm.
That's normal. That's normal. And it's not about fraud or anything else. So I understand the bank account thing when you can't get a bank account in your name, what people do. in order, like they say, and saving money. I understand the sharing of information. I mean, now you don't have to do most of that because we just go on YouTube. Because I can just tell you, when my husband was going for his citizenship, and when we were doing certain stuff, he watched YouTube videos back to back to back about the interview and the whole thing for the citizenship, what they do. So we knew it down to a science. They're gonna ask you this. You're gonna have to answer questions. Then you move on. You're gonna have to be able to read English. You're gonna have to be able to write English. And we knew all the stuff. And everybody did videos about their experience of going through the immigration interview.
Mm-hmm.
And so we watched so we can know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. And if they suspect your marriage of being fraudulent, they're not going to approve that. They're going to delve into it deep before they even would have let him come here.
Well, Pam,
And
he got denied what, twice?
yeah,
Something is something up, Pam.
but that's what I'm saying. But he eventually got approved to come
Oh yeah,
here.
'cause he
There's
had that
some people.
and at that point he had to take his studies to another level. At first he was just studying at, you know,
He had to go to some other people who said, "Look, this is what you need to take them. This is what you need to do." But everybody knows that. I know people right now who same thing, been denied 2 times, 3 times, and still trying to see. Okay, now I got to be more prepared. I got to have this. I got to wait a little bit more time. I mean, everybody.
what were you saying? I hope Pam can get it straightened out because they were married for 7 years. They have not been married for 7 years.
They've been on 7 seasons,
They've been on
but
7 seasons. They have not been married for 7 years.
they got married. What's this 2020? Like 2020, maybe. I don't know when her mom died and when his mom died. Because
Her mom died because Angela and I said something about that. Was it? Is Angela mom been gone 3 years now? It was after COVID. It was during COVID because we were all at home.
okay,
Um,
when her mother, and that was when she had went down there and got married, and she said her mother wanted her to go. That's what I thought. They got married something like 2020.
like yeah, like 2020, 21, 2021.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. In
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria.
Yep. They
So
haven't been
that was
married. They have not been married 7 years. They've been on the show for 7 years.
not on the show 7 years, 7 seasons.
Yeah,
Because
17.
some of the seasons was twice within the same year. They've been on back to back
True,
stuff,
true, true, true.
which I still don't even understand how they could be on all of it because it's before the 90 days, the 90
Right.
day, how the 90-day fiance, and then happily ever after. And I don't know how they got to be on so much stuff when he wasn't even here in the US yet.
Well, I guess Kevin was not able to get his StreamYard to work. And I've got to do Love After Lockup, which to me is a boring season this season. I don't know. It's not really popping off.
Well, it's only the second episode.
Yeah, but the other dude, the dude with the triangle on the top of his head, he didn't already got fucking locked up. I said, damn, bitch, I ain't even did my second
Yeah, but supposedly it was on false charges. So we're going to see what happened. He's saying she shot herself and said he shot her.
Miss Pam, you be getting the scoop.
So who knows? Who knows?
You
And
be getting the scoop. I'm gonna have to consult with you before I do.
I mean that's the story they out there telling. Or maybe she don't recant it. That she supposedly went and told them that he didn't do it. But when the police got there, he had her gun. He was leaving her. She didn't want him to go. If I can't have you, can't nobody else have you. She
The
pulled
girl
out.
with the pink hair.
Yes, she had a gun. and supposedly she called herself wanting to shoot him. She shot herself, and then called the police and said he shot her.
That's why you got to take gun training classes. And you got to go on the range because if you're going to have a gun, you need to be responsible.
So,
It just
supposedly she don't recanted and said that he didn't shoot her, that she shot herself.
she ain't good for him anyway. But we're going to
So,
get into that later.
right. So who knows? Who knows?
Well, thank you so much for coming up, Pam. I appreciate you always, Kevin.
Mm.
Maybe next time. I don't know what happened, but he wasn't able to come up. But thank you so much for the information. Let me just let you all know that even though Pam is an attorney and an ex-judge, right? These are her opinions. And
Absolutely, these are not legal opinions.
right.
I ain't giving nobody legal advice.
You're damn right.
My law license is not on the line here. This is us.
Okay.
This is
I
us
just
talking
wanted to
about
make sure
our opinions and how we feel.
right. Okay. These are the opinions, god dang it. Okay. It's
Yeah.
not legal advice from neither one of us.
It was
All
a whole
right.
it was a whole lot of stuff. I kept saying, I don't know. Hell, I'm trying to assume what visa he here on? I'm asking, do anybody in chat know what visa he on? It's like
We just wanted to make sure we set the record straight that we don't go out here and act no fool now. Thank you, Pam.
all right.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everybody.